Let's get start demo first. So this is another session of that series, clean architecture by the template. So here I have just created another application with using clean architecture, but using only template, not writing any line of code. So this is one of the another session. So let's see what we have on this template as well. So see, once its application created using clean architecture along with .NET Core Web API, here they just create these endpoints, to-do list and to-do items endpoints, and also to-do list endpoints. So those have like this two controller have this for operations like get, post, put, delete, and all. So let me check first get. So if I just get, so this gets actually expecting id, list of id, and paging, also paging concept. So if you pass that paging number 1 and 5, and that let's execute, so you will get the data of that. Similar, I can post, put, delete, put anything. Okay, and similar, if I want to-do list, so once I execute, so all the list we are getting as a list object in this endpoint. So let's see how we can actually implement. And also not only this two endpoint, like see here in this clean architecture template provide the many things. Also they provide the user management system. For example, they can register, login, refresh token, confirm mail, resend confirmation email, forget, reset password, manage 2FA info, and lots of things. And this is just simple weather forecast. So this is a very nice template which we can easily use, and we can learn more and more about that clean architecture. So let's get started. So implementation, before implementation, I'm especially recommend you have to just go to my channel. If you first time visit .NET real world example, here actually I just create one more session using that clean architecture as a template. So this is part 1 and this is part 2, and actually this is a different template, but today I will use another template. And also I have just created that complete series of clean architecture for manually how we can create setup, and how we can implement all that CQRS pattern, mediator pattern, and infrastructure layer, and code layer, and application layer. So all of the things actually I have complete. If you go to that my playlist, so if you get that that section actually clean architecture. So if you go to here, yes, that is actually, so see there's a 70s session we have created, complete actually is one by one. So you can proceed this one to understand like how, what is the clean architecture, and how we can use it, and how we can implement. Okay, so first what I need to do, simply I'll just let me open first as a command prompt, because I have to install one a template. So that's why we have to use that command prompt first. So first use the command prompt and go to this reference. I will share you this reference as a NuGet package. So let me zoom in for you. So this is that reference, actually clean architecture solution template, which is available on that NuGet package. And also this is just released for .NET 8, but previously it was previously it is actually starting for 3.1, 5.0, 6.0, 7.0. But yeah, it is just updating with this .NET 8. So that's why I'm just creating this series. Also see, this is absolutely free because it is a MIT license version, so we can use without any pricing and all. So let's get start the processor. So first what you need to do, simply just copy this command .NET new installation. And before that, I'm especially recommend just install .NET 2022 install in your along with .NET 8. So that would be required over here. So where is my command prompt? So here's my command prompt. So let me paste it and hit enter. So if you first time install, definitely it will install. It's already I have, so that's why it's saying like it is already installed, right? But yeah, once you install, definitely you're able to get that. And once you do that, then what you need to do, simply you can go open your Visual Studio, and here let me create new project. Once that install the template, you can search over here clean. Once you use that clean, so see, whatever clean related template, it will available. So in last time we actually implement this one actually for that clean extra by the Steve Smith, but yeah, this one actually we are talking about. So this one is a another one which we have implement. Also this clean architecture provided by the single application as well, like for example we can use React application as a front end, also Angular application, so both we can use it. But yeah, let me start with web API first. So choose this one, next, and provide a name, for example clean architecture y template demo, right? And let me click on next. See, here's that client framework also they provide, but I'm not using this two framework. But yeah, later on upcoming session we'll use. But yeah, as of now, I just put it no. And also, if you want to use SQLite, you can use it this, or if you don't want, then it will use a in memory object. So I will use a SQLite also for the demonstration perspective. But you can use it. You can uncheck as well. So now it's got created. If you click on the solution, so see there is a solution actually has been created along with all the project. So it is very similar for cleaner architecture. Like here is a, you know, application layer, and also there is a, application layer, domain layer, and the infrastructure layer, and user interface, right? So this is actually the architecture of that clean architecture. And let me bring the all the restore, yeah, that all restore NuGet packages has been done along with ARC. The as you can see over here, the application has a application unit test cases, and application unit test cases, and also domain has a domain unit test cases, infrastructure has a infrastructure integration test cases. So those also has been created. Now let's run first. Before run, first what you need to do, I have to select this web, because I have to run this, web UI. So let me start web and run it. So once is run, now see it is actually authorization required, because all the endpoint has a authorized attribute. So if you try to hit this, for example 1 1 and 5, one execute, see 401, that means it is actually authorization required. So in this case what you can do, you can just create your registration over here. You can register for the new email and password, and then you can just create a token, and based on the token you can just pass it to token and the header, you can get that access. So those are things you can do, but I am not doing over here. What I will do, simply I am going to here, I'll just actually comment it out, the authentication part, so that I can just show you, like without authentication how we can, what is that flow actually it's going on, right? So first what I need to do, I have to go to that to-do list. So if you go to that to-do list here, that record authentication was over there, right? So what I will do, I'll just simply comment this authentication first place, and then go to that second one also, and also second one I will go to the comment this guy. And one more things I have to do, if I have to go to that application layer, and this application layer, if I go to the to-do list in the query, and in this query get to do's, so here see we have set that authorizer attribute, so that also I need to uh, comment it, so that my endpoints no need to do any authorization. Similar I can do for to-do list item as well. So go to here, and so I don't think there is any authorized attribute in this to do items. So let's run, stop, and let's run and see now we are able to execute or not. So once you run, let me check first to do list item, execute, try, execute. Now see, I am able to get that this data. Don't worry, I'll just put a debugger point so that you also aware like, okay, how we are getting the data, right? So this is that. And also let me check. So to do items, so get, try to get and pass it to the data, page number 1, page size is 5, and execute. So once you execute, see this one also that means in the application layer we don't have set any authorization, but yeah, in this only controller level we have set that authorization, so that is fine. And now go to that project architecture. Let me see how actually it's working. So first, if I talk about that endpoint, so first and take as endpoint to-do list. So if you go to that to-do list, so here see, this is a endpoints group, and in this endpoint groups we have map, actually we using the minimal API concept over here. So using the map get, map post, map put, and map delete. So based on this, actually we call our method over here like that. See, we are calling that, we have to create a one method, and that method actually using isender, and that isender send, actually this is a mediator actually. So that isender send that request to our application layer, and this application layer will go to here, like go to that implementation. So it will reach over here, and this get to do list query actually calling that I request, I request, and I request implement that I request handler. And in this I request handler, see, that application data context over there, right? So this application data context uh, actually retrieve the data from that DB, right? So this is our DB context, and this DB context fetch the data of to-do list, and these are the simple link query as a node tracking, and this projection we have to use, and simply as a to-do list as a list, right? And like this way actually we can get. So let me put a debugger point over here so that you can see how actually this flow is going on. So let me execute one more time of this to-do list item. Where is the to-do list? See this one, just execute. See, it is going to handler, and here it will return back the list, and it's back to list to over there, and continue, and you can get the data. Also there is an interceptor, using their interceptor they actually many things doing over there. See, this is something like performance behavior using, so that is calling always for any request, so that they can get whatever they actually capturing that request ID, name, username, whatever things actually they are trying to capture and log it, right? So that is the flow. And also now let me go to one by one. Suppose for example this is UI layer, right? So that UI layer simply uh, create a endpoint, for example as a method, and pass it to send as a query. It will go to in our application layer, and application layer whatever use cases. So see, these are the use cases for to do list item. So those are use cases, and if you land suppose any of use cases, for example this one, and this is use cases. So now it will interact with the in our infrastructure layer, whatever the implementation of our infrastructure layer, that we have to get as abstract method over here, abstract layer, and we can retrieve the data. And then once it will go your infrastructure layer, so go to that your infrastructure layer. Here you can able to see this one. So here you can just whatever your data implementation over here, it's done. Like see, this is the application DB context. Here all that that connection string and the pass setup, that your DB context and the DB set, and then finally on creating model, and then creating a DB context, right? And according to this actually we can get that data. So this is our the flow, and these all actually everything I explain one by one. Like if you stuff to understand like okay, what are the things, so you can go to my old session which I just complete actually, how we can implement first that domain layer, application layer, infrastructure layer, and then baby UI layer. So also if I talk about the domain layer, so this is actually domain entities, and all these business rules and all the stuff we can keep it over this domain entities. So like that actually we can follow that clean architecture. And here this entities over there, also common things we have to use is over there, and constants value also we have to use there for roles, enums and events. Whatever events we want we can use. Also exceptions, things we can keep it. Value object also we can create it over here. So like that we can implement over here, right? And whatever our interface we have to use, which will connect in our here, see, this is actually simply interface we are using, which will connect our application layer. We don't have any implementation in this our application layer. This is a pure core part which will use in our here, right? So that is a concept actually. So like this we can create our things, all that flow. And one more things I would like to share, like see, this clean architecture template provide that other benefits as well. Like for example, see, I want to create other use cases, right? So see, these are the use cases, right? To-do list and all. So also they provide actually we can create a use cases. So how we can create the use cases? Let me stop that. And if you go to terminal, open any terminal, and make sure it is a application layer terminal, means a path. So where actually I write some use cases. So let me bring back that first. Right click and go to that terminal, and you can go to directly over here, or you can just go to command, open that command prompt and use this path, whatever path we have till application layer. And then what you need to do, go back to here. See, there is some example also they provide. For example, uh, this one, see, they provide dotnet new CA use cases. So using this template, we can create our use cases as well directly. So how we can do that? Simply, see, let me copy this and go back to your terminal. Go back to terminal and here paste it. And what you need to change over here, see, simply, this is feature, right? So if you want to create a new existing feature, so keep it the same name. Okay, to-do list is my existing feature. But if you want to create a new feature, so you can just create it. So don't worry, let me just create one existing one, then I'll show you the new one also. So new feature, existing feature, but new use cases, right? So for example, create list item list one. So list one, it is a new use cases, but inside this existing to-do list feature, right? So let me hit enter, and also return type is a integer. Whatever return type you want, you can just put as a over here. So once I hit enter, it will show, see, the template use cases has been created successfully. Once you successfully, if you go to inside, see, so this is the to-do list item, right? So this is the use cases. If you go to over here, see, I just create a command. So also if you observe over here, so I just mention it is a command. So let me zoom in for you. So see, whatever the type, I just specify type. So if you want to type as a command, if you want to query, so you can put whatever things, so that based on this it will create. So that's why it's created inside this command, because I mentioned the command. And if you go to that create to do list over here, see, uh let me, it is, yeah, see, this is just give as a template. It is not implementation, complete implementation, but yeah, just give it the wrapper. So you can just implement whatever we want, right? So based on this, just request, I just create validator. And also this is a command handler, and in this command handler we can just implement whatever we want, right? So based on this actually we can implement similar kind of things. We can use some, for example, I just create 4 commands, right? So if we want to suppose I want to create a new feature and new command, right? So what I need to do, again go back to that, okay, and get back to that command. And here what I will do, I'll just change to the to-do list item 1. Okay, this is a new feature, and also this is a new name, new use cases, right? So let me hit enter. Again it's created, got created. Go to back. Now you will to see this one has been created, right? So this is very nice flexibility also provide this template. We can easily directly create our use cases using by the command, right? So it is just saving your time. And this is also I covered like a existing one covered and also new one covered. And one thing I will cover for that, that suppose I just created commands, right? So that's why it's a command query. But if I want to create a query, so how we can create a query? So also they provide a query command also here. See, similar like whatever .NET new CA use cases, and now whatever that use cases name and this, and you just pass it to query. So let me copy this and go back to your solution, go back to here and pass it over here. And what I will do, suppose I want to existing as existing use cases, but I want to create a new query, right? So let me put it one, let me hit enter. Once it's enter, it is got created. If you go to here, I just add it over here. See, I just create a new query. Okay, existing in this existing here new use cases. So this is my new get query command, right? So similar again, the get query command is created. Also validation part also is there, and also request handler is over there, right? So like this way actually you can just create and all. And yeah, that's all I guess for this here. Yeah, that authentication part actually we can cover in next upcoming session, because that could be a long things, because they using identity server, using that create a user management system. So that will do later. But yeah, for that initial starting for the clean architecture, this is a good actually good template which we can use and we can easily learn quickly. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.